Hi everyone, I'm Kirsten. Today I am sitting down with Vizzo, who is building something really powerful in Austin, a monthly dinner series for men that's not just about showing up, but about creating effective community. The community is called Banquet. If you're on social media, look for Banquet ATX and Vizzo, Vizzo,
Visa.
Vizzo.
Visa.
Visa. Visa. Yes. I just want to thank you so much for being here today. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. I really, like I said before, I really appreciate you doing this, highlighting us at Banquet. So yeah.
Yes. And speaking of Banquet, what inspired you to create the space?
Um, Really there was a lot. I was sitting on the idea for maybe 2 years. Um, and I think the reason for that is because I wanted someone else to do it and not me be the one to start it. Um, but I was sitting on it for 2 years, and what really inspired me is that I realized every time I was going through something or I had something on my mind or had a lot on my plate, um, when I reached out to my friends to link up outside of the bars, outside of the clubs, outside of kind of that fast life, we just sit, go somewhere like a restaurant, chill, talk for 2, 3 hours, and whether I was able to resolve those feelings or not, really, just having those people to talk to and just having my boys, because a lot of times we don't link up as often as we want. Just being around them and being around people, especially when you got a lot on your mind, it definitely really helped. There are probably a lot of people that are going through that too, especially if there's something that you're going through specifically. And as men, we tend to self isolate or just not speak up at all or don't check in sometimes with our friends or things like that. So that's really what inspired me, is just having that moment of like, I like doing this. I like being around my friends outside of being able to catch up for an hour or two before the bar, or outside of the surface level conversations that we have, which is still great. I love talking sports. I love talking about like just random things with my friends, but being able to get deeper and get things off your chest, or just learn a new perspective from your friends, in my opinion, really helped me, and I felt like it would help, other people.
I love that. And I'm glad that you stepped outside of your comfort zone to create this space, not only for you, because I can imagine it's
Mhm.
kind of healing you in the process, but as people come along and are they're being a part of this space is healing them
Mhm.
too.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people reach out, after the dinner events and say like, "Thank you. I really appreciate you doing this." And one thing I did want to, highlight is that this isn't therapy. Like, it isn't a therapy session. It is simply community. Like, it's people that are like you, people that are real, people that are authentic, people that just want to seek more connections, want to seek community, and what we have in common is being intentional about it. And I always say at the dinners that this is an intentional space, and I want to promote men being more intentional. And right now we do once a month dinners, and even if that's one time a month for you to come, have some community, make some connections, new connections, or deepen the ones that you already have. Even if it's one time a month, you being intentional about doing what we're trying to do at Banquet says something about yourself. It says something about how you feel about yourself and how you feel about the people around you. And I think that's really the definition of being intentional, in my opinion. So that's something that I want to highlight too, is that it's really just, it's men kicking it at the end of the day. It's like a homie dinner, you know, and it's really fun. It's really fun.
You could have you could have led with maybe a game night or maybe meeting up at the bar,
Hmm.
kind of like, what you mentioned in the beginning of sometimes you and your friends go out and sometimes it's at a bar, but you chose specifically a dinner setting. Why is that?
Great question. I think just in general, when you think about being at a restaurant or being at a dinner table, that in itself creates an intimate vibe, right? You have to have a level of trust about around the people that you bring to a table and around the people that you eat with. Usually when you think of a dinner table, you think of a family. And with family, you think of trust. With family, you think of community. And that's exactly what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build um, community, a family at the end of the day. With food, food is just the easiest way to bring people together at the end of the day. You fill someone's stomach, they gonna let it all out. They're gonna share. They're gonna tell you how they feel, and it's great. And I would say the last reason really is uh, being able to experience Austin. That's another thing. Like being able to experience Austin and seeing what's out there. And I'm taking these men, I'm taking this group to different areas of the city. Some of these restaurants we've never been to before. Some of these restaurants we have, but we haven't experienced it at this capacity. So all in all, I just think that using the dinner table, using food to bring us together is setting us up to have those deeper, intimate conversations, those conversations where you do feel safe to share and be vulnerable, or to have a perspective that hasn't been shared to other people, or have an opinion, or just to let loose and unwind. Honestly, so I think restaurants is the best way to do it, in my opinion.
I know you're a man.
Hmm. Yes.
What would you say has been the most surprising thing you've learned about other men and community since you started these dinners?
One thing that I've learned is that men actually do want to talk. Like they actually do have a lot of things to say, and we actually are opinionated. It's like I know that about me, but just being able to see it out in the open amongst everybody else, like everyone does have an opinion. Sometimes we feel like men just don't care, or men don't care what they wear, men don't care about social media, men don't care about this, men don't care about that. But like we actually do. Like being in this group, I hear certain things that, not gonna lie, be controversial. I'm like, wow, would have never took you as that person, or someone comes with a hot take, or just learning more and more about people at a deeper level. Again, is the point. And so, the grand scheme of things, the fact that men are being able to open up, and that's just one thing that I'm learning, is like we actually have a lot of things to say. Another thing really is the willingness, like once people feel accepted into a community, or have some sort of community feel, the willingness to support and the willingness to reach out to other people in the community. There's people that are in our group that, they've connected, they've become friends, and I see that everyone's lending a hand, and making sure, like, oh, you have a business? Okay, we're going to support you. You're doing this on social media, we're going to make sure that we support the way that we can. Or you have an event, we want to also support that. And so that's another thing that I learned too, is just that, like, once people feel a part of something, they now want to return the favor and make other people feel a part of something, and make other people feel special, make other people feel supported.
Uh, Love that you said that because I have a follow up. Tell me about a moment during one of your dinners where when you saw men really show up authentically. I mean, what happened and why did that moment stick with you?
Um, I would say one of the earlier dinners that we had, there was a guy that came and he shared some deep stuff. Like we didn't know it was going to get this deep, but he shared some deep stuff, and how that didn't go the way that he planned. And just seeing how like the mood shifted, and then we're all just locked in on one, figuring out what happened and learning the story, and then allowing him to kind of just be like an outlet. And he even said like, hey, I've maybe spoke about this twice. And it hit home for me because he's a friend of mine, but I feel like I've gotten closer to him because I know a lot of the backstory. I know what you've gone through, and as a man, sometimes we don't want to tell people we've gone through. Showing your scars isn't the most attractive thing, isn't appealing to the public, and the fact that he felt comfortable to share his situation, his love life, and the valleys of that, but then also how he's overcoming it too. So people were definitely in his corner. People were definitely reaching out. People were definitely like wanting to befriend this person and be involved, and even me like wanting to be more involved in his life. Just not even because he told us that, but because you're just being real. You're just being
Yeah.
real, being authentic, being vulnerable. I think at the end of the day, at these events, like I said, it's not therapy. It's just us being in a space where you feel accepted, being in a space that feels like a community. It feels like being with the boys, and it's intentional about it, right? It's just us kicking it. It's just us having dinner. We have our topics. We share our perspectives. We talk. We laugh. We crack jokes. We are men at the end of the day. But the one goal is to have no small talk and just peel back that layer a little bit more. Peel back that layer a little bit more because that's why we're here, and we want to connect on a deeper level. And I think the people that are newcomers that don't know anybody are the most bravest people because they're coming in not knowing anyone and showing up for themselves. So I think when it comes to examples of showing up as being authentic and showing up and being intentional, I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to like how badly we want to deepen the relationships that we have, and then creating new relationships with other people in the community.
What would you say to a guy who's been thinking about coming to one of your dinners but is unsure if this is for him, you know?
One, I would say just pull up. Just pull up. Don't be afraid to join communities. Don't be afraid to make new friends. I feel like as men, we it's so easy for us. Like once we have a friend, once we've made that initial connection, we're really good at being a good friend and we're loyal. I think we're biologically built that way to lock in with our friends and have our friends back, and we have this bro code and this and that. I think the issue is like that initial thing that gets us our foot in the door to have friends. That's why I say just pull up. Like you never know who you meet at these dinners. You never know who you're gonna connect with, and a lot of the people are friends in this community. A lot of people have met through this community, and for me, being the head of it, I'm meeting a lot more people, so it's helping me. I feel just as supported as the people in it. But I would definitely say that the advice is just really stuck. Just pull up. You never know. Give yourself a chance. It's so easy once you have that friend, once you know that person, um, to be a good friend, to connect with that person. But yeah, that's what I would say.
I didn't even ask. I just kind of assumed, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask anyways. Your community, is it for men of color? Is it for anyone who is just looking for a connection,
Mhm.
and friendship? Like, who's invited to the dinner? Let me
Yeah.
start there. Who
So
can come? I know I can't come, but who can?
yeah, unfortunately you can't come. I'm sorry, you can't
It's
come.
all good.
But it's for all men, all ages, all backgrounds. Obviously, we're gonna, gravitate towards people that look like us, but and that's fine, and I'm happy with that. But it is 100% for all men that are just looking for other men and to connect with, network with, build community with, and tap into just our authentic side, our intentional side. So really, the point is, I want to be able to promote that and prove that there are a lot more men that are comprehensive and intentional. There are a lot more men that are authentic, but they just feel like they have to masquerade that because the world doesn't really want to see that. This is an opportunity for us to just talk, to us to chill, to us to maybe watch the game, or for us to, just learn more about each other. At the end of the day, it's a community, and I want it to be a community feel, a family feel, and I want to bring as many people into it as possible. We keep it as a smaller group for intentional purposes, so everyone can share, everyone can say what they have to say and be a part of something and not feel drowned out. But the goal is to scale. The goal is to do different types of events. But yeah, anybody's welcome. All men are welcome, and we would love to have anybody, friend of a friend, cousins, dads, uncles, really anybody. I would say right now, demographic age ranges from like 25 to 40 right now. But again, we'd love to get some older cats in there, some younger cats. I think it adds to the different perspective and opinions and having some different generations in there, and we all learning. We all getting to know each other, all trying to do the same thing at the end of the day. I always say with community, um, you want to challenge yourself. You have all these people here to challenge yourself. And as a man, we need challenge, specifically because challenge enforces growth. And when you have growth, you're better, you're a new version of yourself. And I think all the men that show up to the banquet want to be a better version of themselves.
So I was snooping around on your website and I noticed that other men can host these dinner events too. Am I reading that correctly?
Yes. Yes. I do
Okay.
want to open it up for other men that want to be kind of the lead of their own banquet
I
experience.
like that. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We definitely allow others to host their own dinners, and if they do, I would get involved in from a sense of kind of planning the whole thing in the background for them. Whether I'm invited or not, I want to be able to kind of facilitate and make sure it still runs smoothly and it's on brand with banquet. But yeah, definitely encourage people to want to have their own banquet dinners and have their own guest list. I actually had someone reach out from another city that really liked the idea and wants to do it in another city. So that may be coming in the future. I'm not sure yet. It's very, very early, but it's like a little sneak peek. But yeah, I'm excited about that. I want to grow it here in 2026. I want to do more events, more types of events as well. And again, it's gonna always be centered around being intentional. It's gonna always be centered around men and showing up and being authentic, being yourself. Just having a community, just having people that you can say that you know. And the point really is you may meet somebody new, that's great, but the people you already know, you want to deepen those relationships as well.
Okay. Love that. And how can people support your work or get involved with the dinners other than what you just mentioned? Yeah.
Definitely show love on social media. I get a good kick out of that. Definitely show love. But more importantly, when there's an event, try to extend your hand to someone else and invite them because it is hard as a man to get ourselves in the door with something like this. Like I was describing before, like it's not easy for us to make that initial approach, but once we're in, we're loyal, we're supportive, we got your back. So people that show up to these events, I really, really, really encourage bringing a friend, sending the RSVP link to another person, and bring them along with the experience. And if they like it, they'll want to come back and they'll do the same.
I'm going to put your website in the description of this episode. He's also accepting donations. Marketing is not cheap, y'all. It's not cheap.
It is not. It is not. Keeps the
So
lights on.
if you
Gotta
sit
have something.
right, and if you sit here wondering why he's accepting donations, I bet marketing is a part of that. It's not cheap,
Yes.
that part. But support Banquet if you feel moved by this conversation. and definitely support the movement because I haven't really seen anything like this in Austin. I love my people. I love my community in Austin, and I love to see people coming out of their shell or just coming out of their comfort zone to create spaces like this for people. I'd like to think Austin is kind of in like you know what, I didn't say this, another person did. She's from Austin. Shout out to KB. She mentioned that Austin is it's in Black Austin is in a renaissance period right now where we have the spaces and we have the ability to be creative in how we um, move forward with community in Austin. And I like to think she's right because I was literally just talking about how there should be brunches out here for men in Austin. There should be men out here brunching, just
Hmm.
like we
Yeah,
women, we be out here brunching and having a good time. I look, don't
let's bring it back.
yeah,
Let's bring
just
it
bring
back.
it back. Like it just needs to be a thing, and then not like a month later, like you just pop up with. And you've been doing this for a while now. This is not new.
Yeah, like 10 months, 9 months. We've been doing this, going strong every
Love
month.
that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you, and I love what you're doing. And thank you for just building this space and reminding us that men deserve community that doesn't just exist but actually works.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is necessary. I'm so excited. I was like, you have got to be my first guest.
I really
Got to be my
appreciate it.
first
So
guest.
thank you so much for having me. This was
Yes.
fun. I get to talk about the stuff that I like to do, stuff that I'm passionate about. So I really appreciate you for highlighting Banquet. Means a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And if you all are moved by Let's Connect ATX, definitely follow Let's Connect ATX on Instagram, Threads, and also join the email list because I send out emails once a month just talking about all the fun things that are happening in Austin that are mostly tailored to people of color. So support everybody. Support
Yeah,
us.
gotta support
Support
your people.
everybody.
Support your people.
Yeah. Yeah. So once again, this is Kirsten. Thank you for your time and have a good one.